Namaskar. Income tax fraud. It has been a routine thing ever since India became independent for people to not completely disclose their money. And what people had been doing, even in the regime of GST, was to park the money abroad. And they were thinking that by using crypto means, like, for example, Tether, USDT, or any other crypto coin, cryptocurrency, that they could evade detection. And now the income tax department in India is really cracking down. I have a slide deck that tells you all the different ways in which this is being accomplished, as well as what exactly is the need of a citizen of the country. Look, we have to do our tax paying. We have to do our what is due to the society. I think these are all clever people. About 25,000 have been netted so far. The numbers are truly mind-boggling, viewers. And some say that it's one country. It's not true. This is across a whole swath of countries, and we're going to be sharing that one also. A small request to all of you to please like this video and stay till the end, because there are lots of information that is going to be shared in this video. Next one, please. So the campaign was launched in just a couple of days ago to identify taxpayers who fail to disclose foreign assets or income in their income tax returns for the assessment year 2025-2026. That would have ended, I guess, that's going to end in the next few months. The campaign will initially target, I think this is sort of like early warning system, that you need to be aware that we know that you have illegal wealth parked outside of India and that you have not declared it. That is the bigger kicker. See, what happens is once you declare it, right, then you need to also show how did you get that money. So these things can become quite complicated for people who have, salted away large swaths of income. And there is a political angle also. I'd be very curious to know how many politicians' money has been parked outside during using these methods, and how they are going to explain how they got that money. Next one, please. So how did this come about? I'm going to come to that in just a moment. But if you are somebody who has been suspected of keeping money abroad, then you are going to get an SMS message as well as an email alert from the income tax department, and they will be telling you to file revised income tax returns by December 31, 2025 to avoid penalties and legal consequences. I'm going to also come to you on, I'm going to also explain to you what changed in the last few years. That's the most important thing, because this is the story. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is the real takeaway from this whole exercise, is that you think you have got the money sorted away. And I'm also going to tell you something about cryptocurrency in just a minute. Let's first take a look at what happened in last year, 2024. 24,678 taxpayers were asked to revise their returns because, for lack of saying a word, Bharat Bhaiya was on knowing all these things, like Uncle Sam. He, India said, look, we know you have money abroad. You may want to revise your income tax returns. And with that, the disclosure of their foreign assets worth 29,208 crores and a foreign source income of 1,089.88 crores. I'm assuming this is like, interest income or any investment that return money based on what money they put into these foreign accounts. Next one, please. Now, why is this thing gaining momentum? First of all, there has been more cooperation between different countries. I'll come to that in just a moment. But right now, there are 3 new sources that are giving information. Only 2 are mentioned here: Common Reporting Standards from Canada and Global Partner Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act from the United States. But beyond this, there are also other things that are happening, and this is mind-boggling because, okay, let me come back to the crypto in just a minute. Let me explain to you what is happening. The data for the financial year 2024 to 25 has revealed potential discrepancies in filings, especially regarding scheduled foreign assets and foreign source income. So let me just tell you my understanding of what the income tax department expects from you and I, the taxpayer. They want us to declare our foreign assets accurately. The fact that that's going to be tax is going to be levied on that, what about double tax avoidance agreements, all that comes later. If you don't even reveal that you have had money salted abroad, that's when you land into a lot of trouble. I'll tell you also about the penalties in just a moment. Next one, please. So the legal framework and consequences are all there, and this has been in effect since 1961 Income Tax Act, and the Black Money Undisclosed Foreign Income and Assets Act came in 2015. The penalties under the Black Money Act include 10 lakh fine for non-disclosure, 30% tax on undisclosed income, and 300% penalty on the taxable amount. So this is a fairly stiff number, and it is intended to deter you from doing something like this in future. Now, by June 2025, tax authorities had assessed close to 1,080 cases, raising demands totaling 40,000 crores. The raids were in Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, and also many other cities, and the information that they have got was Dubai's investment data led by discovery of undisclosed foreign assets worth hundreds of crores. Now, Dubai also is beginning to release data, and I'll tell you about what the other aspect is. CRS I talked about, FATCA I talked about. These are for specific countries. CRS is for Canada, and FATCA is for United States. What of the rest of the world? I'll tell you in that one moment. So, automatic exchange of financial account information, AEOI. This is a big one that is also netting in a lot of information. As I said, the CRS already had a version 1, but version 2.0, effective January 1, 2026, is going to be much more thorough. And by the way, this will also reveal how many people really own land in Punjab, and how many are sitting abroad and trying to use their tattoos to try and foment trouble, create farmers agitation. Not one agitation is going to take place, I'm telling you, because these people stand to lose their entire world. Something about the psyche of Punjabi farmers, land is very precious to them. So what I have heard, okay, the racket is, the youth of Punjab are told, okay, you have some land asset from your family property or something, sell that to us, we will take care of bringing you into US or Canada, wherever you'll be set for life. These are the promises, these are the stories told. Most of these youth are not very educated, they're not very conversant with the laws of the land and so on, and therefore what happens is they fall for it. Somehow they convince their parents to do this thing, saying that I have a better tomorrow, and many thousands are languishing now in Canada as well as in the United States in far-flung farms, where the law and order doesn't get a chance to go and look them up, but they are living very, very, very difficult lifestyles, being exploited. Viewers, this is really, really sad how this is continuing to happen, and I hope this will break this chain. So what are the countries? What is the scope of the crackdown? UAE, Dubai, USA, UK, Europe, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Mauritius, Cyprus, Netherlands, Switzerland, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, and South Korea. Guys, there are 71 countries which are tax havens, including some areas inside United States. Some areas inside United States are also tax havens for other country people. Delaware state comes to mind. Nevada state comes to mind. Both these states have zero state income tax. So if you put some money there, and if you derive income from the investment money, you don't have to pay taxes on it. Just telling you, I mean, these are all things that are available today. Next. Now, why is it that suddenly this crackdown has gone global and it has not been limited to India? India has been participating fully in the AEOI since 2017. But full data quality from many countries stabilized only by 2023 to 2025. Several countries, including UAE, began reporting only recently. I'm sure there was a lot of arm twisting that took place behind the scenes, and they are forced to cough it up. And Dubai is becoming a serious player now. It is attracting billionaires from all over the world because of their tax system and setup. So they probably felt, look, we can't hide this thing. We'll have to take care of whatever the different countries are asking information on. So Dubai is playing by the rules. Now, the IT department has built AI-based matching systems to detect under-reporting or non-reporting. The 25,000 cases that we talked about are just phase 2, with phase 3 which will come around with much more information. Many more people are going to get netted. Let me finish this deck and I'll explain to you what are all the ways in which people try to cheat. Next one, please. So if it is applicable, what are the things you should be concerned about? As an Indian resident, you must disclose any foreign bank account, even if it has a zero balance. And I do that thing for United States. US tax laws are very, very strict. You have to disclose everything you have outside of United States, including the assets, amount earned, and so on and so forth. And any foreign partnership or company share, that also has to be disclosed. This is for Indian taxpayers. Any foreign income, even if tax paid abroad. See, you have to disclose it and then you will get the refund back later. Any foreign digital assets. By the way, refunds are very, very quick now. So you can't say, oh, I paid now, I'm still waiting for my refund. No, it's coming very, very quickly. Any foreign real estate if covered by the treaty. So anything outside of India, you need to be able to disclose all that. And there are lots of ways to do this thing without losing your sleep. That's what is happening with automation. With some advisors told these guys, okay, park your money in cryptocurrency, the government will never know. Wrong. If you park your money in cryptocurrency, the government will know even more with intricate details, and I'll tell you that in just a moment. Next one, please. You have to create wider awareness and industry involvement. The department is involving large companies whose employees may hold undisclosed foreign assets. See, many of us are on H-1Bs or they are doing assignments abroad. You get paid in the local country, and then you have to declare all those things. So this is a fairly complex situation because many Indians are now working abroad in gainful salaries, and the tax management, all that stuff becomes a little bit more complex. I don't deny that, but you do need to disclose your assets. I mean, I've been telling you about how H-1Bs who come to US, then they work here for 5-6 years, they pay into the system here, but when they go back for good and don't come back, the money that has been paid into the system is being gobbled up by the United States. I've been saying that that's not fair. If they are not working anymore, you need to take this money out. For example, Social Security Administration, 7.5% of whatever you make in US, you have to pay into the system. And the employer matches that 7.5%, and total of 15% is put in the Social Security. But if you are not going to be able to avail the benefit, then the American government needs to have a way to give you back that money. So this is just my philosophical thought. There has to be a law that needs to be changed in the US to allow you to do all that. But be that as it may, I'm just telling you that these are all issues that need to be sorted out. Now, it is believed that the Chartered Accountants of India, this is the body that probably is advising. I'm not saying good or bad. If it is legal, they can advise, but they are also advising the government as well as their customers. Look, don't do this thing. Follow the rules, tax laws. Taxes have been continuously being reduced in India. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. So awareness needs to be created, and encouragement, compliance needs to be encouraged, and this is especially applicable to professionals and taxpayers. This is the most important takeaway. Now, we have some other things to show here with you. Okay, so the latest information is starting today, that is 28th. Today we are on 30th November. So from 28th November, SMS messages have started going out to Indian property owners in UAE to avoid heavy penalties. So this looks like there's a fairly big chunk of money that has gotten parked in Dubai. So this is, and now if you happen to be in India, you have to pay your taxes. Being in India, you have to you will be getting the SMS messages ki bhaiya, you have to amend your ITRs and disclose all the foreign income. So why did people think that by putting their money in cryptocurrency that they would avoid detection? Cryptocurrency, what it does is it allows you to not have physical movement of cash. For example, if you want to keep the money in Dubai, you probably are using some way of buying the cryptocurrency tokens like USD Tether is one example that comes to mind. And then you use that, and then you take that USDT. It's like just like a Bitcoin. It's a series of binary digits. You put it in a bank account in Dubai, and then you think that okay, now the thing has been transferred. I don't have any money here, and my money is sitting as cryptos in Dubai, so I don't have to disclose. Wrong. When it gets into digital form, it's going on a blockchain. Everything you do with that, for example, the money is sitting in Dubai, and then you decide that, oh, no, I want to take this thing out and invest somewhere else. So then, because once it has got onto the blockchain starts keeping track of where your money is getting scattered. It can really go down to a very granular level to tell you paisa, everything will be accounted. So this, and all this is happening automatically. You don't need to have people looking over account registers to connect the detail dots. Everything is happening automatically. The software does everything for you and gives you the final number. Okay, this is where the money used to be. This is how it went here. You can even have diagrams telling you put the money from here to here, this country, from this country you put here, and this is the money you got from here. This is the amount of money you owe. This is the tax. This is the penalty. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. So you're going to get really that kind of granularity now. I'm glad that this is happening, because this has become a big menace. This is not just limited to India. This has become a big menace even in the United States, and these kind of crackdowns are happening fairly regularly now. So let's hope that we, as regular tax-paying citizens and law-abiding citizens, we follow the laws of the land wherever we live. And if you happen to be investing in any other country, you do need to file taxes in that country on as well as where you reside. So these are all small things that you need to do. I mean, I do the same thing all the time. In fact, tax season is a nightmare because I have this country, that country, and so on and so forth. I'm just telling you, it's something that you need to do. It's your obligation to the society. If we demand from the government the things that we are demanding, we should be able to first pay into that system and say, okay, this is what I contributed to the tax base. Now I demand some answers. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. We have a few questions now. Let's take the questions. Also, there is an interesting thing. Thanks for reminding me about the political angle. See, the money that was made in India, that was also salted away. So what happens normally is binamis are coming into play. Sometimes the politicians themselves go abroad and open foreign foreign accounts and tax havens, and these are quickly opened and closed to try and erase any trail. And you remember Karti Chidambaram used to want to leave for abroad, saying that, oh, I'm a tennis company owner, I want to go and watch this tournament here, and all BS. He was just trying to go and move all his assets around. All that stuff has been caught. So this was not so transparent as it is now. And in the UPA term, money making was the big deal. And also, if you remember Mahagathbandhan, those guys are guilty as hell. Mumbaikars and Punekars and Maharashtra people, some of the guys have made a lot of money doing this kinds of thing. I mean, the joke was that every week there was one Maharashtra minister sitting in Dubai. I wonder what he was doing there. He was supposed to be a minister in Maharashtra. So these things happened. And now the crackdown is going to really mean that you are exposed, and if you're caught, you are going to be forced to pay up all these things. I mean, one case as an example is what is happening in the National Herald case, and how the money has been taken around here, there, everywhere. Those things will start coming out. Augusta Westland comes to mind. Aircel Maxis, many of the Chidambaram enterprises, how they made money and then salted that money away and abroad. All those things will come, and this is just tip of the iceberg. There are many other scams and corruption cases. Like I said, pgurus.com has been writing about this for a long time. Many of you probably got to know me more through my videos, but there is a different story. From 2016 onward, we've been publishing a lot of hard-hitting investigative articles. It's sad that the system is slow and courts allow you to delay, defer, tariq pe tariq, and judgment day comes a lot later. But we have been at the forefront of showing systemic corruption that used to happen in the UPA era, and NDA has cleaned up quite a bit. I haven't seen any new cases, at least yet, but I'm just trying to tell you, being balanced here, corruption is something that needs to be fixed. The government may be clean in the center, but what about the state governments? These are the questions that we should be asking our administrators. Let's hope that this will bring out some of the hard truths. And also, viewers, we have now one. Before I go to question and answers, we're going to play this Sengol. Let's play the Sengol, please. So viewers, this event took place on the 15th of November at Bharat Mandapam. Sri Rajiv Malhotra ji was the one who was driving force behind it. There's a network called Banyan Tree Network. You'll hear more and more about it. So this was their way of, excuse me, honoring many intellectuals who have been fighting for the cause of Sanatana Dharma in trying to bring out all the different aspects of this. So that was the video that you saw. So now we have the Sengol. This is the same thing that got given as a gift, except that the small changes so that we could give the name of each recipient in that. And these are now available for sale, viewers. And you see the QR code on my top right. You can click on the QR code and you can order your own. And these are now available right away. We can ship them out to you. And right now, the way we have been able to do it is, the moment we get the order, you can also buy the simple Sengol itself, just the Sengol or the one with enclosure. The link you are seeing, the QR code is for the enclosure, and the other one, it just changed there. So there are two things here. You can buy the Sengol itself, or you can buy the Sengol with enclosure. The Sengol with enclosure is useful, especially if you want to keep it on your desktop or something. This is useful if you want to keep it in your puja room. So I just wanted to give you some suggestions. This is really a big reminder of what our dharma to the society was. If the Raj Guru gave the Sengol to the king, that gave him the right, the king, the right to rule in a just and fair manner for the kingdom. So this was something that was prevalent for thousands of years, and now you are going to be able to do that. It's a way to tell our children also, look, this is what is dharma all about. One line, right? Satyam vada dharman chara. That is, speak the truth, follow the path of dharma. Let's go to questions now, please. Thank you. So, Neta Mafia wants to know, will the investigation really end up in arrests of Nehru family in National Herald case, or will you have to depend again on karma only to punish them? Neta Mafia, look, these people knew they were committing crimes. So they have packed everywhere people who will allow them to get away practically with anything. I mean, just imagine for National Herald case, Sonia Gandhi is asked to come and depose in front of Enforcement Directorate. She goes there and sits there. Not a single question gets answered. I heard Rahul Gandhi also went through this and he didn't answer any question. Some people are joking that he was writing Janagana Mana while he was asking questions. He just started writing something and he'll just keep on writing and not answer any questions. These people have been totally uncooperative with the investigation authority. So clearly there is something that they are trying to hide. As a matter of fact, National Herald case is a black and white case of criminality. The reason it is criminality is because the original Associated Journals company, which was formed in 1931, which had all these different newspapers, National Herald, Qawmi Awaz, if I remember in Urdu, there's one other name for Hindi publication. All these things had a lot of shareholders. All those shareholders were wiped out when Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi appropriated, or misappropriated, I should say, the assets, and they are guilty as hell, because this is one place where you have to go and sign in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. You have forms showing all these things. And when you have a black and white crime case and you still don't want to, oblige the law authorities, when the date comes on the court, you go and present your lawyers and say, oh, we need more time. How much time do you need? There is nothing needed. Income tax itself has, found that the properties illegally occupied by this young Indian has actually made money and have failed to pay taxes on that. For example, the Herald House in New Delhi itself. That's just one example, okay? It's all over the country. They have properties all over the country. The whole net estimated thing was 5,000 crores at the time of filing of the cases. Now it's probably even more than that, much more than that. Real estate has gone up. So this is a black and white case of criminality, and they should all go to jail, including the directors who are just there 1%, 2%, or perhaps even not that much. Everything shall be accounted for. By the way, don't think that it's only Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Priyanka Gandhi also is involved in this, because there is one trust of which she is a part of, and that also has acquired illegally, in my opinion. All that is there in that book, viewers. National Herald book is a pretty thick compendium. If you go looking at case after case after case after case, it's just mind-boggling. Dilip Chanchani says, all know what properties Rahul Gandhi has in UK, what the government is doing. Well, they have been trying to deport many of the players, the people under whose names money properties reside outside. I mean, government is doing its job. But what happens is there are always stoppages in the middle. People try to not allow. See, look at Vijay Mallya's case. It looked like it was going very fast. And the court in UK also said that you have assets, but these are all in dispute. You will only get bare minimum subsistence money from the assets. And the guy is, I believe, going to cases in subway. He doesn't even have the use of a car. That's what I'm told. Maybe he has found a way to get that car also. But point I'm trying to make is that somewhere the system itself doesn't move quickly. There's another guy, Bhandari, if I remember right. That's one of the benamis of Rahul Gandhi. Then there are lots of guys. The Tatra truck scam, and when General Vaidya tried to bring it out, they tried to make sure that he wouldn't finish his term. They found some birth certificate and forced his early retirement. You know all that stuff, right? Aiyaari, Aiyaari movie, Manoj Bajpayee. Watch that movie. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Kalmat wants to know, what about politicians in Tian, Chidambaram, Stalin family, and many more? All of them have done similar stuff. And why I was so keen on NDTV being prosecuted for money laundering and tax fraud was because it looked like they were the first pilot plant. And once that worked, every media, not every, but those days, whatever media houses were there, many of them followed the same script. It's just one politician's money or the other going and coming back in as foreign investment into these media channels. And then afterwards, what happens is these media channels keep broadcasting only good things about that politician and suppress everything else. You know that's happening even today in Tamil Nadu. And I'm sure it's happening in Kerala also, it's happening in West Bengal too. So somewhere this has to stop. One good thing that the BJP has done is the BJP doesn't have its own media channels. So you don't have this kind of government in power trying to suppress news from coming out. So at least to that extent, excuse me, BJP has ushered in a new discipline in politics. Neelakantan says cryptocurrencies are locked in blockchain. It's easier to detect your views? Yes, absolutely. And what a blockchain is, viewers, I think I've done this thing in the past, but it measures where the money went from to and what date and so on and so forth. So once it gets on a blockchain, the tracing is very, very easy. Bitcoin is an example of blockchain that has been proven, and we all know that there are only 21 million Bitcoins, and therefore mining them and owning one gives you enormous riches. So all the digital currencies are platformed on top of a technology called blockchain, and this makes detection fairly easy. Krishnamurti says, no wonder why Sonia and gang are in Middle East now. They are trying desperately to try and move the money to somewhere where it cannot be touched. But I mean, the world is round. 71 tax havens. Everybody knows all these laws are now coming into place, coming into effect in many countries. Why? Because governments don't have money. Governments need money. This is taxpayer. You have to pay taxes on the money you made. So governments, and it's easy with computers, and there are some software companies that give you real software where even if you keep moving money, like open an account in one tax haven, move the money there, and then it is alive for 24 hours. Then you take the money out from there, open another company in another tax haven, move the money from here to this one, close this company, and repeat and rinse again and again, hoping that after 7-8 times of this process that people will not be able to trail, they'll miss the trail of the money. But no, software is able to completely catch all these things these days. Milvan wants to know, do you think all this is happening to destroy the deep state even more? Yeah, that is one of the biggest people affected. Deep state is really, really deep. Do you know that Obama is alleged to have been funded by either Rothschilds or the Rockefellers, two of the pillars of deep state, if you ask me. There was a story that I had done yesterday about the origins of deep state, about where the whole thing started. I hope you all watched that. So anyone who has placed money outside the reach of the law, and that is also going to be available now, and this will also embolden some of the European governments who are not under the deep state's thumb to come out and start catching some of these people. Why do you think they are not allowing the lawfully elected president in Romania to come to power? Because deep state has asserted its influence. They hated that Viktor Orban has made it to the top post in Hungary. All these countries, similar things have happened, viewers, and everywhere when a right-wing politician comes to power, then the deep state loses that much, and their grip on all these countries goes down. The biggest poster child for all of them, in my opinion, is that girl called Kaja Kallas. Kaja, Kaja Kallas. She was the prime minister of, I think, Estonia, if I remember correctly. Now she's a big shot in EU. She's the one who's always mouthing all this woke stuff and talking about the rights of drug smugglers on high seas, how it is wrong on part of United States to shoot down some of these drug-addled boats in international waters. All that stuff is happening. They're trying, but it's not working. Next one, please. J.S. Kumar wants to know how the rupee will behave in future. Look, India doesn't know how to deal with an appreciating rupee. By India, I'm not meaning the government. All of us. If you take a look at, say, a manufacturing company that exports a lot, let's take some garment company in Tirupur, because I kind of know a little bit about what happens there. The garment company in Tirupur needs to start using robotics as much as possible to start relying less on human power. Why do I say that? Because they don't find anybody local willing to come and work, so they go and get people from Bangladesh. If you remember, when the Bangladeshis were leaving Tirupur after COVID, many of the owners, they went to Bangladesh and said, please come back. We want you to come back and work in our plants. Why can't they figure out how to automate all these things so you have fewer hands going around? And you will tell me, no. There are some jobs that cannot be automated. Wrong, guys. China is getting ready for a future where they will make do with half the population that is working in all their factories, and they are doing that by automating the hell out of much of these processes. And I think India needs to take a look at it though. So because India is not quickly becoming efficient enough, what happens is India needs the support of a weaker rupee to compete against competitors bidding their products to Western Europe and United States, where the markets are huge, but it is very price sensitive. Indian manufacturers compete against Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia. All these people are now manufacturing the same set of garments, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so what happened? The conversion money is in dollars. Okay, so when you quote it, you have to quote it in dollars, and then the buyer looks at who is giving the better deal, and they go with them. So unless the Indian industry is ready to become efficient at a whole new level and manage their finances so that an appreciating rupee can still be able to help them to compete effectively, this is not going to happen. But I'm hoping that, how should I say this thing? I'm hoping that this trend will at least be reversed. Even now, you see, under Modi era, right, it has still been depreciating. It is not appreciating. India has lost the capacity to let its currency float, because India is not a fully reversible currency. It is reversible only on current account, not on capital account. What capital account and what current account is, you'll have to look at Google to understand. But capital account is where 90 to 95% of the money comes into India, and that we regulate it very closely. So it is the finance ministry, it is the RBI. These are the people who are saying no, let the rupee slide, and that's how the rupee keeps getting depreciated. And you are asking, how will the rupee appreciate? Reversing the process, like I said, first step is government has to tell all these manufacturers, look, we are going to peg the currency at 88, and it's not going to change for 3 years. You need to figure out a way to be competitive. That's it. India doesn't do that. India needs courage. Look at what China has done. China has said it's the same league as India, guys. In 1947, we were 3.3 rupees to a US dollar. Today, we are 88. China's exchange rate with the US dollar has always been within 6.75 to 7.75 yen to a dollar. It's a different matter that people won't accept yen outside, because I've told you, they print the same thing 4 times, 5 times, and to try and hide the money circulation numbers. So anyway, you get the idea. India needs to get more efficient in its factories so that they can weather out these things or add value that makes it a compelling option for the companies buying from outside. Oh, if you buy an Indian fabric, the cotton is better, the quality is better, the stitching is better, the colors don't fade out over time. All these things are important. We will do a separate one on Indian rupee valuation. I've already done one, how India went from 3.3 to 88. You can take a look at that one. Ashwin wants to know, you should make a show on Mr. Sai Deepak's visit to Oxford and how the Pak team didn't show for the debate, but tweeted that Team India didn't show up and their deep state of Pakistan rooted in it. Ashwin, this is not the first time this has happened. In the previous times also this has happened. there was an event, I believe, in New York University, NYU in New York, where Dr. Swami was going up against some politician from Pakistan, and everything was agreed. He was going to go there and deliver they were going to debate, just like the way you've seen Dr. Swami debate with what's his name, Asaduddin Owaisi, right, with Sai Deepak as a moderator, and they were going to have that. And when they saw that Swami was going to be coming, they just backed down. Then that thing ended up being a lecture by Dr. Swami, not a debate, because he was there he was at my house preparing for that thing, and then from here he was going to fly out to New York and do that lecture. So these guys, they do it all the time. They see, the thing is, like you said, right, call the debate, do everything. Even in this particular case, the team was consisting of not just Sai Deepak, but I think Dr. Swami also was on that panel. And from what I know, oh yeah, Pandit Satish Sharma ji also. So from what I know, in July, the notification came saying that we are inviting you, we'll let you know the date later, and then that never got followed up. So all this stuff is done with a plan to create some fake narrative, and all of us are, we just gobble this thing up. And stay with P Guru's viewers. When we tell you something is there, we do our research and come out with the truth. And don't fall for all these narratives. These people have really waste your time. Srinivas Iyengar wants to know, will you see Dubai and other Arab countries with zero interest will tax the big ticket investors much below Western countries to earn tax revenue for their countries? Thank you. No, I think Dubai does not have personal income tax, if I remember correctly. They used to not have corporate tax also, but I think that has now changed. They are levying some corporate tax, but at the same time, it's very, very easy to set up shop or to move money from outside to Dubai. But Dubai also needs to play by the rules. My information is that there was a come to Jesus kind of meeting that took place, and Dubai was told, if you can't have all this hanky-panky activities where you are supporting terrorism and this and that, and also being a tax haven for high net worth individuals. So again, these are all things that are rumored heavily in social media, is that much of that has been exported to Turkey. Now you connect the dots. Why Mr. Amir Khan goes to Turkey instead of going to Dubai? So you get the idea. So Dubai is getting its act cleaned up. Dubai and Singapore, in my opinion, are the two big countries where you can do a lot of things, not necessarily legal in the countries from where these things are exported into these two countries, Dubai and Singapore. My opinion, okay? Next one. Subbayaji, thank you so much. I'm having some information about the fraud committed by Telangana CM family. Can I share it with your website? Are Subbayaji, why do you think Congress comes to power in states? To make money for the family. Let's get the family first. Get the family, throw them in jail. A lot of other people will, clean up. My point is, I have done a lot of these things. Nothing really happens, because they know they are going to commit these crimes. They cover themselves very well, viewers. And no point in trying to get frustrated about it. Like Arjuna had only one target in mind: take down the family, the Gandhis, and then a lot of things will fall in place. It's a different matter politically. BJP may not want to do it. That I'm not saying anything, but you need to really target that. Bhushan wants to know, Patel shop boycott in USA, how is it faring and will impact more and more any legal avenues with people? Bhushanji, this is not true. See, today what is happening is 50 to 70% of people living in the United States, some people say 50%, some people say 70%, they are living paycheck to paycheck, which means that with prices going up of everything, essential even, so they are all looking for good deals, where I can get good food, good vegetables, good fruits, good other food produce at good price. And the name doesn't have any meaning there, because what you want is to just keep your head above water. So boycott, these are all just BS that will come and go, and that's all it is. Shion Mans, any update on Mullah Munir? What about him? I mean, he's trying to desperately hide something about Imran Khan, whether he's alive or not, whether he is going to be able to walk into the sunset and so on and so forth. This guy he's played his last card, in my opinion. Let's go to the next one. And that's all there is. Thank you so much. We almost touched 1,000. Oh, we just touched 1,000. Thank you so much, viewers. This was a wonderful session. And please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll keep you posted on all these things. There are many more breaking events. Do come in tomorrow for Delhi Rajagopalanji show, because we're going to be having some new revelations about the National Herald case. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.